A group of employees armed with poles entered the dormitory of the Faculty of Technology at the Southeastern University of Sri Lanka in search of a group of students who have been barred from attending lectures.
Yes, Shalana, there was another incident reported, and that was the Faculty of Engineering of the University of Peradeniya has been closed until further notice. Now, the Vice Chancellor of the University, Upul Dissanayake, said the students were requested and advised to leave and return to their homes by 2 this afternoon. Shalana, what is happening to the university system of the country?
Well, various factions have expressed their views regarding these two incidents. We've got a detailed report lined up for you on our news tonight. SB Dissanayake says Attorney General's recommendations on Singapore FTA were not presented to Cabinet. JVP says it will reveal in Parliament about the former president receiving money from China. Mervyn Silva hits out at Gotabaya presidential candidacy. Who are the ministers protecting 5 members of the underworld?
Very good evening from the main news desk. Well, I'm Joel Outscoon.
And I'm Mazra Hassan. Let's now take a look at the stories in detail. The administration process of the Southeastern University of Sri Lanka had reached a crisis situation which even led to a debate in Parliament today.
Yesterday, a group of employees armed with poles entered the dormitory of the Faculty of Technology of the Southeastern University of Sri Lanka in search of students who have been barred from attending classes. The disciplinarian officer of the Southeastern University of Sri Lanka, senior student counsellor, administrative security officers and private security officers had entered the dorms accompanied with the warden.
Hey, මොකටද දැන් කාමර වලට එන්නේ? මෙච්චර කල් ආව එනවා. ආවේ මේ ඉන්නේ. අනේ වීල. hey, මොකටද දැන් කාමර වලට එන්නේ? කාමර වලට එන්නේ ඇයි හැරවන්නේ? කට්ටිය ළමයිව හැරවන්නේ.
ඔය එන්න අපිට අයිතියක් නැද්ද?
ඇයි අයිතියක් නැහැ නිදන් ඉන්නේ. ළමයි කාමරේ. ඈ?
පොඩ ගෙලියට ගන්නකො ඔය.
පොළු අරගෙන ඇවිල්ලායි. මේ කාමර වලට ඇවිල්ලා මේ පුළුවන්. මෙච්චර කල් ආවේ නැත්තේ ඇයි?
මෙච්චර කල් ආව එනවා.
ආවේ නෑ.
ඕගොල්ලෝ ඉන්නේ නේ. ඕගොල්ලෝ එළියට නියන්නේ.
මේ ඉන්නේ. මේ ඉන්නේ. අනේ වීලු කරන්න එපා මහත්තයෝ ඔයාලා. යුනිවර්සිටි කරන්න. බෙද්දල රෙජිස්ට්‍රේෂන් නම්බර් බලන්න ඕනේ. විසික් කරන්නේ ඇයි? විසික් කරන්නේ ඇයි? විසික් කරන්නේ ඇයි? පුළුවන්. විසික් කර ඔයාලට ඇවිල්ලා ළමයින්ට ගහන්නත් පුළුවන් නේද? මේ යන්න ආපුවතක් බලන් එළියට යන්න. ඔයාලා තර්ජනය කරනවා ළමයින්ට. ළමයින්ට තර්ජනය කරනවා. මේ මහත්තයෝ මේ.
එතකොට මම මෙතන හිටියෙත් නෑ. හරිද? දැන් එතකොට කොයි එතකොට එළියට එහෙම කොහොමද එළියට දාන්නේ? ටැගින් කියලා බලන්න හැමලේම එහෙමනේ.
ඔයාලා මේ දෙල ලෙටර්
නේ ඔක්කොම කියන්නේ
මේ රයිට්ස් තියනවලු මෙච්චර කාලයකට ආවේ නෑ.
The students attached to the Faculty of Technology of the university organized a meeting at an open space in the university. The disciplinarian, counsellors and administrative officers who were present had taken photographs of the students who were there. Yesterday, 17 students were banned from attending classes and 4 others had their scholarships taken away. This is a system they are using to inform the students. They are attempting to chase away the students using intimidating means. Are they searching for students or are they searching those who came to loot the Mahapola scholarship? Or are they searching for those who looted the money from the University Grants Commission? This was not based on an incident on ragging. For over 220 days, a group is engaged in the Satyagraha campaign and it will continue. They are attempting to end that. This is not an isolated incident. This is the present status of government universities in the country. If you look at it closer, it is clear this is a form of a conspiracy as this is taking place across all the universities. What we see through the activism of students is that they are sending a message to not send students to universities. In addition, the engagement between the students and the administrations can be viewed as those that are done to bring down the status of the universities rather than uplifting them. According to the Senior Administrative Registrar of the Southeastern University, since the 14th, 21 students have been banned from attending classes over a ragging incident. Since there is no Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Uma Kumaraswamy has been appointed as the competent authority. This is how she refused to comment on the incident.
Hello, good morning. May Uma madam there?
Yes, yes.
Madam,
no,
Mama.
I'm in the airport trying to board the plane. Don't call me now.
The Trincomalee campus of the Eastern University has been closed down because of a student protest following examination irregularities and cancellation of scholarships. As a result, education activities are hampered. There have been discussions. What measures will you be taking to reopen the campus?
The students are basing their struggle on 3 requests. There is accommodation prepared at a house for visiting lecturers from Colombo. The students request that a house be allocated to them. Accommodation has been provided for 1,000 students, but there is space for 1,400 of them. The second request is to provide motorcycles from their funding in order to travel to the university. They had attacked a lecturer with feces on one occasion. They held him under house arrest for almost 6 hours. Following a disciplinary inquiry, there was class bans imposed on students. Appeals were made by them and the punishments were eased. Despite these matters, they are protesting, demanding these 3 matters.
The engineering faculty of the University of Peradeniya has been closed indefinitely.
Vice-Chancellor of the University of Peradeniya, Professor Upul Disanayake, said the engineering faculty students were informed to return to their homes by 2 this afternoon. The engineering faculty of the university was closed after a group of students behaved in an unruly manner while inside the administrative office of the university. The students who forcibly remained in the administrative building demanded that 4 students who do not possess the required attendance percentage be allowed to sit for the examination. As a result, the administration of the university instructed the engineering students to vacate the premises by 2 this afternoon. The Vice-Chancellor said strict disciplinary action will be taken against students who fail to comply with the instructions.
President Maithripala Sirisena landed in Georgia this morning for a 3-day official visit where he will attend the 5th session of the Open Government Partnership.
The President's Media Division said President Sirisena, who concluded his 3-day official visit in Rome, Italy, where he attended the 24th session of the Committee on Forestry and the 6th World Forest Week, arrived in the Shota Rustaveli International Airport in the Georgian capital of Tbilisi early this morning. President Sirisena was welcomed by the Deputy Foreign Minister of Georgia, George Sharpashidze. The Open Government Partnership will begin tomorrow and conclude on the 19th of this month. At the summit, President Sirisena is expected to speak on the substantial measures taken by Sri Lanka to achieve partnership goals. The OGP 2018 Global Summit will focus on civic engagement, fighting against corruption and public service delivery. The Open Government Partnership was formally launched in 2011. Sri Lanka was offered membership of the Open Government Partnership in 2015 following the election of President Maithripala Sirisena, whose commitment to fight corruption gained international attention. Sri Lanka is the first South Asian nation to receive membership of the Open Government Partnership, which currently has 75 member states.
Well, we would like to shift our attention towards a story mentioned on the headlines this evening. Now, speaking at 2 separate occasions, Minister Field Marshal Sarath Fonseca and former Minister Mervyn Silva commented on former Defence Secretary Gotabaya Rajapaksa.
The entire country knows about his past, about his white vans and how he took the law to his own hands and robbed property. I was in Hambantota yesterday. When you travel around the country, Hambantota is the part which has been destroyed the most. There are quarries everywhere. Sand is being mined. All of this has been done ignoring every environmental impact. So if you want all of this to be done again, you can bring back the people you speak of. You are speaking of Gotabaya Rajapaksa by just seeing the minor side of the monster. Have you seen the monster Mahasona or any other demon? Tell me, have you seen them? Don't talk about someone you haven't seen. Who is Gotabaya? He is a person who left the country and went to America when the heroic military was in battle here. Is this the person you are trying to make president? Aren't there many more heroes in this military? This is ridiculous. You'd rather have Mervyn Silva.
Anura Kumar Disanayake, the leader of the Janata Vimukti Peramuna, speaking in Giriula, commented on theft and politics.
Thievery is taking place in mansions. When you consider the bond scam, the mastermind is Ranil Wickremesinghe, and the deal was done at Temple Trees, who obtained $7.6 million from China for Mahinda Rajapaksa's election campaign. Therefore, the commissions from thievery are with the kings. A Chinese company gives Mahinda 1,100 million rupees. I believe he is still denying these claims. A debate will take place in Parliament on the matter on the 19th. The JP is prepared to expose the cheque numbers and the banks used to encash those cheques given to his election campaign. Various corporations have given cash and brought over certain leaders. Ranil Wickremesinghe operates according to the decisions of the United States of America. If there is an issue, he rushes to meet with the US ambassador. When there was an issue between Ranil Wickremesinghe and Maithripala Sirisena, Wickremesinghe had gone to the US embassy requesting them to solve the issue. Then who visited President Maithripala Sirisena to solve the issue? The US ambassador. Our country is not independent. Corporations are buying the politicians if the economic plan is created according to the needs of corporations, and if the law is drafted according to the IMF. What is happening here? What has been created is a state required by the corporations.
Well, still in more news from the political grounds this evening, leader of the National Unity Alliance, Asad Saleh, convened a media briefing today.
It appears that Basil Rajapaksa is also in need of treatment. Basil Rajapaksa has received authorization from the High Court to travel to America. Nama Rajapaksa is going to Russia. The second son has also gone to Russia. Some might say it is to watch the matches. This family has several allegations against them. The big deal is with Ukraine and the money was in Dubai. Our finance minister went to Dubai to get this money. We couldn't bring back a single cent. All the money had been taken out in either 2 or 3 occasions, but the government still hasn't filed a case to find out how the money was taken. If these people are sent overseas like this in the middle of a government investigation, don't you think it will hamper the investigations? Can they not close down the files?
State Minister of Irrigation, Water Resources and Disaster Management Palitharange Bandara convened a media briefing to raise awareness on disaster preparedness plan for the future.
We have prepared plans in order to be prepared for the disasters the country will face in the future. In all development programs carried out by the ministry in the future, we will have the consent of the Disaster Management Centre, divisional secretariats as well as the local government institutions. We propose that the constructions for these development drives need to be planned and approved before being enforced. We hope to legalise the process. We also propose that all buildings which are older than 25 years must obtain a report from the NBRO. That will also be legalized. This will be enforced for all public and state buildings. The corruption was not small scale. During their time, the state was marred with corruption, and that is why we lost the GSP concessions. Public servants had to serve time in prison because of that. There are reports of memorials being constructed. In addition, it is said that a cheque of 19.5 million was given to Pushpa Rajapaksa, the wife of Basil Rajapaksa, following the port deal. When you consider the level of corruption, it is not small, especially during the time of the Rajapaksas. When there is such a level of corruption, the country will not develop. When the police STF was about to carry out a raid, former President Mahinda Rajapaksa immediately visited the MP in question and acted out a drama. With that incident, all reports on drug peddling disappeared. Former media spokesperson Ajit Rohana, the present DIG at the time, said 2.5 million was given by Vele Sudha to a former monitoring MP who was attached to the Ministry of Defence. In addition, Kudu Lalita from Mathurugiriya had also paid this monitoring MP. A letter has been addressed to the IGP on the matter and he is yet to respond.
The
Right to Information Act was passed in Parliament on the 24th of June 2016. A state minister of the country has been unable to obtain details pertaining to a query he submitted to the IGP of the country. If that is the situation a state minister has to face, what fate will befall the general public?
On an interesting note now, a debate broke out in Parliament today over a newspaper report which claimed that several members of the underworld are serving as a security detail of a state minister.
Various armed groups are roaming in the north carrying out multiple murders and attacks. The question I'm asking you is if a full report on this is to be presented to Parliament.
This is clearly not a terrorist group. This is just a group who has taken up arms for their obsession over South Indian films. There is a more dangerous armed group in the South. So it is completely wrong to show the Awa group, a fear which has been created by the South, claiming the tigers are coming.
It is reported in the newspaper today that 5 members of the underworld have become the guards of a certain minister. The police has reported this. If this is true, this parliament should be made aware of who this minister is and if the underworld was recruited like this. If a member of this parliament can use all the members of the underworld as his security, what is the country's safety?
The people of this country knows very well who created the underworld. But we will look into these matters and inform this parliament. In the future, we will reveal the key names of the underworld we are speaking of today and who they were with in the past.
I saw this in the Lanka newspaper. So I told them to ask Lanka from where they received this information, because though they quote the police, there is no official statement of the police. So we will find it out and then tell you. Also, is this a party which cannot remove a Pradeshya Sabha chairman who raped a woman, which is screaming so much? Are these the people who could not file cases against a chairman who raped a foreign woman in Tangal? They had the underworld and rapists, and now they talk.
Back then, underworld leaders attended weddings. We will reveal those as well.
Still in local news, and a genuine motion debate on the Sri Lanka-Singapore Free Trade Agreement took place in Parliament today. Now the proposal was put forward by parliamentarian Dinesh Kunawardena.
Last week you produced this booklet in a rush to Parliament. Who did you speak with on the matter? All the industries in Sri Lanka are in fear. From where did this come from and where was it discussed? Was there a meeting in the ministry at least?
Tilak Marapana, the foreign minister, submitted his observations to cabinet. It says the foreign ministry has not approved the use of the term free trade agreement as per the acceptable agreement norms in the country. The Attorney General has not approved this. The agreement has been signed in complete violation of the recommendation made by the President. The Singapore agreement has been signed to cater to the needs of the smugglers.
According to this motion, it says the agreement has been signed with no cabinet approval. I reject that claim. The 14 observations were made in the presence of SB Dissanayake as well. It was reproduced on the 16th.
As a member who was in the cabinet, I wish to state it was not reproduced to cabinet with the recommendations of the Attorney General.
That is a lie. You must resign for stating lies. He must prove his claim.
As per Article 157 of the Constitution on international treaties and agreements, such an agreement needs to be passed by a 2/3 majority. Do you not accept that?
We seek legal advice from the Attorney General. I do not ask what article from the Constitution is referred to. All I ask is, can we sign the agreement as per the laws in the country?
The Constitution states an international agreement cannot be signed without 2/3 majority in Parliament. The Supreme Court will have to give a determination whether this agreement is legal or not.
I asked this from the Attorney General and he said there is no impediment. If you wish, you may file a case and watch what happens.
These are not common lies. These are Volkswagen lies. This is the Regaining Sri Lanka agenda. They try to bring an overseas workforce and service. Since it was stopped due to the objections in the country, they signed the agreement with Singapore to do the same thing in a different way. You might have been paid a certain amount for signing this agreement of betrayal. Those monies will be cursed as well.
This is what is said all the time. His job is to lie and be deceitful.
A serious allegation was made claiming the minister was paid for this. He must withdraw that statement.
If this minister signed this agreement which is harmful to the country without obtaining money, he is a great minister. He needs to be worshipped for that. If an agreement which is detrimental to the country is signed, there would be some benefit for them.
That's not a point of order.
The New York Times exposed how he obtained money. Tell him to reveal this just like that.
The voice of Sri Lanka has resonated. This is the resounding voice of a nation coming together with the strength to serve, to rebuild and to volunteer.
Gammadda V-Force.
Well, a bus worth 3.5 million rupees was donated to the Teruputta National School in Ambalanthota under the auspices of Deputy Leader of the United National Party, Minister Sajith Premadasa.
As per the minister's request, private donors had made contributions to donate this bus to the school, which provides education to 2,634 students. In addition, Minister Sajith Premadasa made a donation of 100,000 rupees for the dancing section of the school.
On the
12th of January, the Elections Commission banned the donation of buses as per the good governance regulations as there was a local government elections. The bus was to be donated on that day. After the election, rumours are circulated. Some said because of the election setback, Sajith Premadasa had taken the buses and gone back to Colombo. This is how they portray their jealousy. Who is spreading such statements? It is the people who took over the lands in Hambantota as if those were their personal property. I also promised to donate another 30 buses for the benefit of the people of Hambantota.
Chief Minister of the Northern Province, C.V. Vigneswaran, says 60,000 acres of land in the province are held by the military. The Chief Minister had made this remark in a written response to questions posed by journalists over the release of lands in the north.
A statement by the Chief Minister notes the statement claiming that of the total lands in the north which were held by the military, 92% of the lands have been released is false. The Chief Minister notes that when he was appointed as the Chief Minister, there were 65,000 acres of land held by the military, and at present around 60,000 acres of land is being held by the military.
A statement made by Finance Minister Mangala Samaraweera citing Russian backing for MP Namal Rajapaksa has caught the attention of Russian authorities.
The island reports that Russia has sought an explanation from Sri Lanka with regard to the recent claim by Minister of Finance and Mass Media Mangala Samaraweera that Russia funded a special propaganda unit backing UPFA MP Namal Rajapaksa. The article quotes a Russian spokesperson for the Embassy of Colombo saying that Russian authorities had noted the statement made by the minister and requested an explanation for it.
In sports, it's some cricket here at home. The first four-day test encounter between the under-19 teams of Sri Lanka and India got underway today at the NCC grounds in Colombo. At close today, the Indians batting their first essay were 92 for 1.
The series comprises of 2 four-day test matches and 5 one-day internationals. The Sri Lankan under-19 team is led by Nipun Dhananjaya from St. Joseph Vaz College, Vennappua. The Indian team is led by Anuj Rawat and includes paceman Arjun Tendulkar, son of Master Blaster Sachin Tendulkar. The Sri Lankan under-19 team batting first posted 244 runs all out in 70.3 overs. Opener Nishan Madhushankar and captain Nipun Dhananjaya both posted 39 runs, while the top scorer for the home team was Pasindu Surya Bandara with 69 runs. His 69 included 4 shots to the boundary line and 3 sixes. Ayush Badoni picked up 4 wickets for 24 runs, while Harsh Tyagi bagged 4 wickets for 92 runs. Arjun Tendulkar picked up 1 wicket for 33 runs.
Let's now take a look at the illustrated news by cartoonist Asanka Laduhete.
Well, with that, it's time for us to say goodbye and wrap the news. But before that, here's a reminder that you keep abreast of the latest and trending stories on our award-winning website. That is www.newsfirst.lk. I'm Zola Outscoon.
And I'm Azra Hassan. Take care and good night.
Good night.